Am I the a-hole? They demanded I apologize for getting child support for more children than I had at home? You need to hear this wild, mind-blowing story. When my husband and I got divorced, we had 4 minor children together. Husband was ordered to pay me child support for them. The attorneys told both of us that when each child reached the age of 18, my ex-husband would no longer have to pay child support for them, but this doesn't happen automatically. We would have to file a paper with the family court asking for child support to be reduced. You pay a nominal fee, file a court paper, and it's done. We agreed that we would take turns doing this as each child aged out, and I would go first, since I was working as a paralegal in a state office and was familiar with filing court documents. When the oldest turned 18, I filed the paperwork with the court and the child support was reduced from covering 4 children to covering 3. When the second child reached 18, I waited for either my ex to ask me how to file the paperwork, we were on good terms and communicated regularly, or for the amount of child support I received to reduce. But neither happened. Then a few years later the third child reached 18 and the same thing happened. He neither reached out to me nor filed anything with the court. So at this point I had 1 minor child at home and was receiving child support for 3 children. Years later, when the youngest one turned 18 and was graduating from high school, my ex-husband handed me some paperwork to end the child support payments, which I immediately and happily signed. His girlfriend said to me, "I just found out that he's been overpaying for years. You knew and you said nothing. You knew how to file the court documents, and yet you just let him continue paying for 3 kids, when you only had 1. All this was true. But he was present, just like I was, when we agreed that I would take care of the court filings for the first and he would do the second. He knew the kids were aging out and did nothing about it. He didn't ask me, didn't go to the divorce attorney, didn't do anything to try to remedy the situation." AITAH? ETA, today I learned a lot of people have no idea of the actual meaning of the word fraud. As I mentioned, I was working as a paralegal. Some people in this thread said I was trying to avoid getting a job, and I spoke to my co-worker attorneys to make sure I wasn't doing anything legally iffy. I was assured that it is the ex-husband's, payer's, legal duty to file to reduce payments, and since he'd never done so, I have no legal obligation to remind him. I will never be sued and we still have a good relationship. I was never asking about legal issues, I know more about them than you do, but about arseholishness. Update, hundreds of people have told me that AITAH, but then again, hundreds have said that AITAH, so I reckon it's a matter of opinion, which I'm fine with. Several people have said things like I'm a criminal and belong in jail, but when I've challenged them as to what exact crime I've done, they've all backpedaled to say, well, it might not be a crime, but you're still the arsehole, which is a totally different thing. Submitted by /u/FlakyWalrus7244, link, comments. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more daily videos.